Slag it all you want.
Yeah.
Ours, leisure centre's unbelievable.
People come from like Lisburn to go and use their spa.
I mean,
That's
that's the only place
like-
worse than ours, to be fair. But the
You got like a
BM,
list of places that you just despise.
no, you know what?
I'm
It's
such
just
a snob.
places. You
Yes,
know
he
what?
does have a list.
Sorry. You can't just mock me and then lift the keg.
Rhys, as athletes, we believe hydration is key. Right or wrong?
Sippers get ready. When people get ready. Sippers get ready for tea with me.
Sippers, welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with me, Shane Todd. Before we get into this episode, head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast. The link is in the description. Bonus episodes on a Monday, live stream episodes on a Friday, sometime Lazy Boys, exclusive to Patreon. Michael, are you mouthing something? Because you just told me to sit up and you're being a little bit bossy at the minute, so is everything okay?
Just saying, here's what you're missing on Lazy Boys.
Oh, here's what you're missing on Lazy Boys.
What's the one you put a cloth on their face and pour water on it?
Waterboarding?
Waterboarding.
Did you ever see the video of Stephen Nolan getting waterboarded?
No, was it not Piers Morgan?
It's just him
No,
and
it
a
was
chip
Nolan.
underneath the gravy. Oh,
Was it Country Fried
Sandra, you get more gravy. More. Get more gravy. Sandra.
Was it in Abu Ghraib or the Belmont Bethany?
Abu Gravy. Guantanamo Tigers Bay.
Oh, really is good stuff there. Good, clean fun. Patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast. Tea With Me will be live in the Waterfront Hall on the 29th and the 30th of November. The 30th is sold out. A few single seats. Couple of
29th.
29th sold out. Couple of single seats. 30th still has availability.
Yeah.
Lineup TBC.
Maybe
Might have been
already seed. At this
Might have
point,
been
but
seed.
We'll see.
You know, Gandrew Fine will be there. Rhys Elliott, Gillian Bompson, and Ricky Fartlett. So if you can crack that code, you'll know who the comedians will be. There's a bit of stand up. There's a live podcast. We are sponsored by none other than Manscaped. Is that right, Dan?
Correct.
The number one in men's below the belt grooming. You know their products, you love it. They've got everything on there for the modern man. You know, they've got the at the minute there's the Lawnmower 5.0 plus.
There's the 3.0 plus and there's the 5.0.
The 5. Let me tell you right now, the 5.0 is a revolutionary product. This thing glides around your nuts like nobody's business. And a thing I don't often point out, anti-snag technology. How often do people get a wee nick? Yeah, wee Stevie nicks. Not with Manscaped. And if you did, they'd have everything to take care of it because they've got crop soother. They've got crop gel for if you're doing a wee wet shave down there. Maybe you like to go full James Blunt. They've got beard balm, they've got deodorants, they've got colognes.
The handyman.
The handyman, is that for doing your head and your face?
Your face, the hedgers, the beard.
And the hedger for your head?
Yeah.
Having a nice stubble on your face and head reminds me of who's the guy from One Tree Hill? Chad Michael Murray? He was cute.
As if you didn't know that.
He was cute. Manscaped.com, use the code Tea With Me for 20% off and free shipping. The link is in the description. Sippers, let us delve in. Let us get on the horse and swing our way around this episode. You see what I did there? Gymnastics. One of my guests today is an Olympic gold medalist. And I'll let you figure out which one that is. No, I've got Dave Elliott and Rhys McClenaghan. Rhys is a local athlete who for years has been pursuing the dream of going to the very top of what he does. And I've read about it and I've watched him, and he has always just seemed to be so single-minded in pursuing this, like to be the elite of what he does. And me and Dave are going to talk to him about that and find out how he got there and what it's like now that he's there. He was brilliant to talk to. he is how he comes across. So when you see interviews with him and all that kind of thing, he seems like a great guy. Here's official confirmation for the rest of this episode. He's a great guy. And I suppose, speaking of guys, the sly guy, Dave Elliott's here too. Please enjoy this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with my guests, Rhys McClenaghan, Olympic gold medalist, and Dave Elliott, not Olympic gold medalist. Can I say something as we start?
Mm-hmm.
I was about to... Okay. Dave wears crossbody bags too.
Uh-huh.
And I've always criticised him for it.
No,
Right.
no.
But now I've seen it can look cool in the right
But
person.
wait till you see.
Uh-huh.
It's even better because the only reason I'm wearing this
Yeah.
is because the Olympic medal's in here.
Well, that's cooler than when Dave wears it walking around Belfast.
I have my
might
medallic
have
shield
an
winners
Olympic
medal
medal.
2002.
Rhys, and let's not take this clip out of context. Get it out.
Yes.
So you didn't have a crossbody bag
No,
before?
I didn't. I wasn't one of them guys. But I've had some comments. They're like, "Fuck, you going on Love Island?"
I love you walking into a shop and being like, "Do you have a bag I can keep it?
yes.
You know, the sort of bag you would keep an Olympic gold medal in. Do you have them? Do you have an Olympic gold
Can you
medal?
imagine how
bag?
well you would do at the start of Love Island when you whipped that out of your bag?
Hold on.
This is a great moment. I haven't even
Rhys,
asked
what
if
a-
this is okay. This is so disrespectful. I'm really sorry.
What do we think? It looks
Whoa.
like he's won.
I don't know. Weightlifting.
Yeah. I mean, not in the real Olympics. I'd say I'd have won something in a different type of Olympics. It's very heavy. Wow.
That is heavy.
Yeah, it's mad.
See, obviously a lot of people are like, oh, that's just a presentation one, but that's legit.
What
No,
would
that's
it?
the real one.
I'm standing on the podium. What event does it look like I've won this for?
Table
Don't
tennis.
say equestrian. What?
Table tennis.
Table? I don't look like a table tennis guy. Tennis is right. Tennis or like, what do you think?
Because you're a wee bit
400 meters.
like a creature. So you'd be, so you could see you like scaling a wall really quick. So you'd be one of those guys, you know, up the top.
The
That'd be
speed
you.
runner
That's not
or
an
speed
Olympic
climber.
sport.
It is.
It is, yeah. Speed
Yeah.
climbing.
Oh, it's great. Speed
Speed climbing?
Yes, speed
Yeah.
climbing is an Olympic sport.
For God's sake. Look at that. Have you had any like nervy moments with this? Like have you given it to someone that nearly dropped it, or have you lost it or anything?
Yeah, well, the closest to it, I haven't dropped it, thankfully. But I gave it to somebody at, like, I was opening up a Lidl store.
Yes.
Oh no.
And they just grab it and they're like, feel the weight of that. Chuck it up and down in the air. I was like, whoa, stop. They're like, what?
Now, was it the sort of guy you would assume would catch it or no?
No, definitely not. Yeah, it was
I
like,
just for
jumping
some
all over
reason
the place.
picture my dad being like, "Gives me look at that. Oh, aye, that's heavy."
This is an Olympic gold medal.
Yeah, pretty nuts.
Olympic gold medal. Would you have hated to have won a silver?
I wouldn't have hated it, but
Yeah.
like you're like, I wish I would have won.
Olympic gold
But yeah, it was cool to
medalist.
get it done.
You can do nothing with the rest of your life if you want, and
Yeah.
you're an Olympic gold medalist.
I know, it's true.
When you're ordering Chinese and stuff now, will you be like, hello, it's the Olympic gold medalist, Rhys McClenaghan?
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
Look
Oh.
at this.
Look at you. I love that. Oh, I thought you meant like, "Can we go? Let's go, please."
That is crazy.
But see, in the moment that you were waiting, you looked like the coolest guy in the whole world. Like, we were watching it at home,
Yeah.
going like, "Oh no, some of these guys are looking pretty decent." And obviously, I'm not a master of scoring gymnastics, believe it or not. But I was like, "Oh, this guy looked pretty good." And then there was one guy who actually fell off at the dismount, and I thought he was doing really well. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, he looks."
Idiot.
And then when he went, like, I watch it with my kids. Yes, have that.
I love
And
the
then
idea
this
of
guy's
you
good.
sitting at home laughing at like Olympic gymnasts, like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
armchair gymnast fan.
Yeah.
You like, I wouldn't have done that.
But then I was saying stuff like, "Oh, I didn't know it was the right thing." I was like, "Oh, Rhys's legs, they're together. They've not moved. He's got this here." And Catherine's like, "What do you know about it?" It's like, "Shh, it's
Yeah,
No, but
yeah.
like you do know, like everyone's like, I don't know anything about gymnastics, but if you watch it, you're like, yeah, that's bad, or like they made a mistake. If something
Yeah.
looks like difficult, then it's like, yeah,
I love it when you see people like get the medal put on and then they almost like touch it without realizing I don't know whether that's to make sure it's real or whatever, but like you just see people get the medal put on and then it sort of sinks in that
Yeah,
you're the
yeah.
Olympic gold medalist, and a lot of people just their hand goes to it just to like
Yeah,
touch
it is mad. It was when I felt like the weight around my neck. I was like, oh my god, just like burst out into tears.
Yeah, but of course, because that's the culmination of everything you've ever done.
Yeah, it's true.
And did you feel like Did it feel surreal? Like, did your legs feel like jelly after it and stuff?
Like in some ways it did, in some ways it didn't. Like you look at it from two different perspectives. Like from your younger self, you're like, holy shit, just won the Olympic Games. This is mad.
Yeah.
And then from like your current self, you're like, well, of course, like this is like what I've been training for.
Yeah.
This is the standard I'm at. I know that I'm the best in the world, but it's mad to like finally do it when it matters.
I won a Belfast District Scout event. Well, I came second for chucking a welly boot. I was popping off. I couldn't believe it.
Like it was just a welly boot you threw.
You just had a child's welly boot, right?
so not like, even like a man's welly boot?
No, because it's difficult. Well, Rhys, it's difficult to throw a man's welly boot, right?
That's why it's impressive.
Yeah, but it's a lot of floppage.
Okay.
You've got the sole, if you're holding it upside down, that is, of course. You've got the sole here, and that's just a lot of just floppiness. Whereas child's welly boot, compact,
Yeah,
throw.
yeah.
So you had to just chuck it across a hockey pitch.
And you just channeled your years of being a bully. And you're like, this, I've experienced it.
Yeah,
Have some of
just
that.
chucked it.
Yeah.
That's what was the first what was the first phone call you made? Do you remember, or someone you got on FaceTime, or?
Well, like all my family were there in the arena, so it wasn't even like my family. I think I called my best mate and my training partner as well, and we were just like like we
A
weren't
lot of
even
it's
saying
probably
anything. We were
just
just like
staring at it.
Yeah, that's
Do you
true.
sleep with it on? The night you
No,
won?
mate, do you feel weird at that thing? I was going to sleep with it on like that night,
Yeah.
but I put it on and like it even left like an indent in my chest.
Caves-
And I was like,
cave in
nah,
your
I'm
chest
gonna wake up with like cuts over my face and like a black eye.
Like
and
Iron
stuff.
Man.
I would love to win an Olympic gold medal.
I was thinking about this in the shower today. I was like, is it too late? Like, could I just come out and find a sport and just give
Well-
it? And I went, yeah, fully.
Well, that Australian breakdancer gives us all hope that maybe we can't win, but we could compete. We could get there.
But then, isn't Ray gone like the world champion at breakdancing? I think she was doing some performance piece there, dressing in the cricket gear.
Did you see her at any point?
No, I didn't see her in person, but I was actually talking with a lot of like the rebel breakdancers and the guy that won the Olympics as well in breakdancing. They're not in the LA Olympics anymore, by the way. They've cut the sport.
It's done.
Because of her.
Dave, you're never
It
going to win.
might have been. It might have been. Like I don't want to speak for the whole sport, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they might have just saw that and be like, "This is bad for the Olympics, man." But they were saying like, yeah, she did actually qualify properly,
Right.
But she's not that good.
Yeah.
But you know what though? Like, she has probably done more for her like brand herself. from
Oh,
doing that
yeah,
than
yeah,
everything
Do you
yeah.
else.
reckon she's making good money from it
Probably
now?
now. Like
for the
yeah.
next few months, yeah.
What doing though?
It's like when you come at
The
This?
same stuff. Like, but who's paying her? Showing up at like corporate events.
Yes, nightclub appearances, corporate events, all that kind of. Probably following. You mentioned Love Island. Following like someone who's been
Yeah,
on Love Island,
reality TV.
you rinse that for a few months. You get what you can out of it, and then
Like, you
you
can just like say
do a
like,
Boohoo Man collab.
like say we had this today and we'd be surprised for it. And she just kangaroo hops in. That'd be great.
Yeah.
For, you know, that'd do well.
Did you the rest of the day when you won the gold medal? Did you just walk about wearing it?
No, well, it was like the evening time that the competition happened, so it was straight away like going doing interviews, going up to just doing a bunch of media interviews. So we don't even get time to like think.
Were you happy to do that, or could you have done without it? Were you just like getting to the next thing?
Like it would have been nice to like see my family and all straight after, but it's just like so go. Well, first of all, you get the drug test, so they drug test you. You have to go pee in a cup, and then after that, you do all the media stuff, and then after the media stuff, we went to like the Team Ireland house, and this is funny because like every other house, every nation has like a team house.
I didn't know. Is that where you sleep, or
No.
it's just like a base?
No, it's just like a base for like the fans to go, for like the support staff to maybe like mingle a little bit, and like the USA have this like gigantic mansion in the city of Paris.
They would,
It's got like an Oakley store, like all the merch shops and
house?
everything. Yeah. But
Jesus.
what's the Ireland house? A pub. They have this, and it's a really big pub, but it's this Irish pub just in the middle of Paris, and that's where we went afterwards as well.
Class.
Yeah.
What was your first? Did you have a wee drink?
Yeah, pint of
What was-
Guinness.
Oh wow.
Pint of Guinness.
Was it good or was it like
Yeah,
Paris?
it's mid, like
Mid.
I didn't drink since January 1st, and that was like
Yeah.
a mid pint of Guinness.
Yeah, just scoop straight from that river.
2 steps back away to the medal. Don.
I could see you being quite a good like freshwater swimmer.
Because it looked like a manatee.
Yeah,
If there was an event that it required you to float, like the corpse game, where you just pretend to be dead, and I could last a long time with that. But I don't know. But like we found it very nervous watching you, and you looked like the most calm dude ever.
Yeah.
How was that whenever you had done your routine? Did you know that it's going to take a lot to beat that in that moment? And and then was there any moments you were watching it going, this is a bit hairy scary, the judges might call this?
yeah.
or
Is
they
it
might-
better to be the first guy or the last guy?
It doesn't, like, it's hard to say because everyone's got their own strategy of like, do they watch the people in front of them? For me personally, I don't like watch anybody that goes in front of me, any scores that happens. It's hard to like avoid that as well because they're like announcing the scores over the speaker as well, but you try not to like process it or think about it. You just like think about what you're doing because like anything other than what you're doing doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So like the reason you see me so calm, I guess, is because I'm in this mindset of like I don't care. Like I don't care that this arena's filled with thousands of people or there's millions watching on TV. And that is like the biggest moment of my life.
Yeah.
I just have to be under that mindset of like I don't care. No, I just like do it like I do in training.
And whenever you were doing the walk up to the horse, were you like nervous, or had you controlled yourself, or did you like, oh, it's go time now, or was it like, I've done all I need to do, this is it, it's going to be what it's going to be?
Yeah, a bit of that, the latter, where like you just trust your preparation. You just like trust all of the numbers that you've done in training, and you don't need to do anything special in that moment. Is the main thing. You just need to do what you've done in training one more time, and that's like the confidence you get from good preparation, I guess.
Would you like to hear my horse impression?
I thought you were going to do a pommel horse. I was like,
I thought you were gonna like go on your hands and knees.
Couple of wee handles. I did gymnastics down Queen's Hall in Hollywood.
Did you?
From the ages of about 7 to 7. Like I didn't do more than a year.
you did the ribbons, didn't you?
I was so shit at it. I was so bad. And they like my friends were going and they put me in the group with them, which is more of an advanced group, but just so I could be with my friends. And
Yeah.
I was just awful at it. And like if I can't get good at a sport quick, I lose all interest.
Yeah.
I can't. I find it hard
ADHD.
to like put. Don't even know. I find it hard to learn. So if I can't naturally do it, I.
Sorry. It's just such a, I find it hard to learn.
But I do if I can naturally do the thing and take to it easily.
Yeah.
I'm interested. But it's like playing guitar. I tried to learn guitar. After the first lesson, when I couldn't play When You Say Nothing at All by Ronan Keating, which is what I was learning, I was like, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah.
Then-
I assumed I'd be able to just play
When
it.
you go to hold around a guitar, your hands are touching the wood at the back.
Would that give me an advantage in gymnastics, Rhys? These long
I know. I
fingers?
heard the most recent pod, and yeah.
What do you think? Can you tell by someone's
joke,
hand?
that was a funny one.
No, it wasn't.
It was. It
was
made me
rude.
chuckle. It was a good
It was
one. That you
rude.
came up with it. Well
Thank
done.
you.
You ever do gymnastics, Dave?
Pardon?
You ever do gymnastics?
I've tried, but you know what? I'm surprisingly all right at like flexibility.
You
and
can do
stuff.
the
Like,
worm.
I'm a weird, like I'm a strange, yeah. Like I don't look like I could do a lot of movement, but I'm
He did the-
surprisingly nimble.
The last time I saw him do the worm was in Edinburgh at the Fringe Festival, and it was this backpackers bar we used to go to.
And was that his performance? That's how you. That was in the leaflets.
I don't know whether we'd done karaoke or something, but it was
I'm
like
so
a,
embarrassed for me. I sound the worst guy.
it was a good night, and Dave was about to leave to like go home or whatever, go and do a different bar.
Yeah, go home.
Pretty drunk, and he was wearing an all white t-shirt, and on his way out of the bar he went, "Watch this," and he did the worm, and like sticky pub floors. It was like it felt almost like a what would you say, like a what's that floor, laminate?
lino,
Lino. It was like
Yeah,
a
like
lino floor. It was stinking.
Yeah.
And Dave did the worm, and you could hear every time he did it. It was like the floor was sticking to him, but he still
Yeah.
did it. And he bounced up, and his t-shirt was
jeez.
stinking, and everyone was just like, "Oh, why have you done that?" And he's like, "See you later, folks." So he actually probably is better than me at gymnastics.
But like one of my long lasting school memories is I had a PE teacher who he's a big man, but again surprisingly nimble. He's done a couple of classic things, and the one was when he argued with me about my weight and his weight and how his weight could take on like a step. You could do it because he wanted a part of the circuits. You do a squat jump on this step, and I was like, that's not going to take my weight if I do a squat jump on this. And he goes, Dave, I'm 24 stone. What's this? He just jumped up, landed on it, obliterated it. Just completely obliterated. He's like, oh. Well. And then one of the days we were doing, like, it must have been like first or second for him. He had, like, it wasn't a pommel horse, but it was like to do a jump. And he ran at it. And this is a guy probably like 6'4", over 20 stone. Maybe at the time, mid-50s, early 60s. He ran, and I swear, the perfect form just over this thing into a forward roll, and it was the most. I was like Willy Wonka. I was like, how's this guy done this? Like, this is his performance week. That was unbelievable.
Can we ask questions of like guys who aren't Olympic athletes, haven't been to the Olympic Village, but like questions we really want to know? Like, for example, do you get loads of free stuff, and what kind of free stuff do you get?
Yeah, we got so you always get these like wee care packages when you arrive into the village. One of the main things is that new flip phone. What do you call it? Galaxy something.
Me and him were thinking like a Wisp of Gold.
No. You get like an
Dip
Olympic
that?
flip phone. It's like the newest Samsung or something.
Right.
You just get it because then it's like free advertising from like all the Olympians in the world.
So what else is in?
Just like water bottles, stuff like that. The phone's a big one.
Yeah, sure.
Do you still got rubber johnnies?
Yeah, there was some. I didn't go out seeking them.
Because you had other things.
I mean, I've got a girlfriend, so you know I've handled
I
things
don't
to
wear
think
those
about.
things. Who needs them? And of course, always be safe, guys. always.
And proud sponsor of this podcast is Gymnastics.
Dave during sex wears a helmet.
Yeah, to protect my brain. Just also, the last time we spoke about the Japanese beds, were the beds better in
Oh
this
yeah, no, the
village?
same beds.
The cardboard
Yeah,
beds?
they-
But why
Exact
do you
same beds.
not get? I would think Olympic athletes would get top of the range NASA beds. I have a NASA bed.
You've got a NASA bed. What
There's
does
a
that mean?
stick. When I bought the mattress, there was a label.
Anti
This is
gravity.
how someone like me can be drawn in by advertising. There's a label on it with a NASA logo, and I don't know what it does, but I went, we need that one. So I don't know.
Because surely the actual purpose of a bed wouldn't even work in space.
It says NASA on it. I'm like, you can really feel this. I don't know what I mean. But it's, yeah, I would think yous would have surely like the best beds in the world.
It's all politics stuff, I think, so that they can recycle the beds after and be like eco-friendly Olympic Games. Because there is a lot of beds in that Olympic Village. Obviously, I think there's maybe like 10,000 people in the
Right.
village. So they don't want to like give really nice beds and then just have to like dismantle them or like chuck them out. So
Could
they
you
make
bring
them
your
all,
own
like,
bed?
cardboard. Could I?
Theoretically,
Probably. Yeah, I just never had that much
I could see
foresight.
I could see the Americans doing that.
Because that's what I was
Yeah.
going to say. Like, I couldn't see, like, a LeBron James sleeping on a
No.
wee
Well, they
cardboard
don't
bed.
stay in the
Like,
village.
see.
Like,
They really?
Yeah.
I thought you had to stay in the village.
no, like, I mean, the big names will just stay in a nice hotel somewhere.
But then, do you think you'd have missed out on like is the camaraderie and all part of it?
Yeah,
like,
I
in-
think so. I think for me, like, I wouldn't want to like stay in a hotel because it just makes it like a normal competition then.
And maybe you're too. Is there a danger of being like too comfortable almost, or like?
Well, one thing I would say is the people I talked to who did stay in hotels, they liked it because it felt like a normal competition, didn't feel like this big Olympic Games experience, so they just treated it like a normal competition. But then I think the joy of the Olympics is being in that like different environment, being in a village that is like purpose built for your sports.
Yep.
Being within like the city and the venues and feeling the buzz of the city.
Did you go and watch any other events?
Yeah, I went to see the athletics. The athletics was cool. Saw the like 200 meter final, so that was pretty pretty nice to see.
I'd say Paris would have been brilliant during the Olympics. Last time I was in Paris, me and Dave were doing a gig and we had time to kill during the day and went to see Dunkirk, the movie,
Right.
and just found it really emotional, and it kind of like ruined our day a bit because we're just like, it's such a harrowing tale, so we were trying to do the gig but we were like, oh.
But it wasn't even Dunkirk, it was Dunkirk way.
Yeah, because it was in
See,
French.
yeah.
Dunkirk.
I was sitting trying to read the subtitles, being really sad.
Avec Harry Styles.
And then what we did, we just hopped on the train and just got off at like landmark stops. We popped out, there's Notre Dame. All right, mate, hop back on. And so we could have just done that and enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But went to see Dunkirk instead.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it was
see,
a bit of
I always avoid the cinemas when I travel to new places because,
You been to cinema anywhere?
yeah.
I was like at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, went to see that Twister, movie about tornadoes, and it was really sad.
but it was.
Anywhere we go, we see sad movies, and we're always
Yeah.
like,
It's a tradition now.
We can't have too much happiness. Let's bring ourselves down. But that was a weird film.
yeah, someone's dad died in it or something. We were sad at thinking about
And
our
then,
dads.
like we were so emotionally invested in the story when someone set the tornado on fire and it was just an inferno going around. We didn't even realize this is absurd.
Nah.
We were still just crying.
Are you? How much when you're like in the Olympic Village during the Olympics? How much are you kind of left to your own devices versus coaches or management, or I don't even know what the term is? People coming like making sure you're, sleeping at a certain time. Like, is it?
No, it's up to you.
Okay,
Like, yeah, we're all adults, I guess. So it's kind of, it's up to you to go to bed at the right time.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I have one coach, and he was out there at the Olympics with me. But then, there is the support staff and stuff, which is all helpful. But everyone's got the same goal of like getting your best performance.
Yeah.
So it's anything like if somebody's trying to control you a bit too much or saying you need to do this and do that, then it's not the best interest of the athlete, really.
Do people love it when you're walking around Paris in like the tracksuit? Like, do people just
Yeah.
ask for photos? Sometimes even if they don't know who the athlete is, they just want the
Yeah, definitely, especially with the medal. Like, I could not take out the medal. Actually, I met up with Carl Frampton in Paris. He was out there doing a bit of punditry, I think. And we sat down and had a coffee together, and somebody was just like asking about the Olympics of me. And he was like, "Here, take out the gold medal, sure." I was like, right, because Carl Frampton's asking me to, I'll take it out. And then as soon as I'd done that, like everybody from around that area in the street just like came over,
Right.
and at like different times, and there was even like a few people that would like walk past like 2 or 3
couple of
times,
times, yeah, just
and then
to
like get the
stare.
courage to ask. But yeah,
Because the tracksuit was very white. I'd been stressed out having to walk around Paris and that. You get dirty.
yeah.
You doing the
pressure.
worm?
I know. Oh no, sacre bleu.
But I would just love like to be decked out in a load of the gear like that. I think that's like if I ever get to play like professional football for like a Premier League team, I will love that.
Yeah.
Like, I love the idea. I'm 36. All right, underdogs. Look, Rhys just won Olympic gold medal. Right, anything's possible. You put the work in.
Hold on.
Anything's possible.
What age did you?
I could play for
start?
Bournemouth,
No.
Southampton.
Who do you play for now?
I'm free agent,
Oh,
which gives me a real advantage because clubs, if they have injuries, whatever, they can still bring me in.
Like
What I'm saying is,
Wojciech Szczesny?
I would love to sign. Bless you. I would love to sign for a top sports team, and then in my head, they bring you to the mega store, and it's closed to the public, and they go get whatever you want: t-shirts, polos, lanyards, teddies, stationery, bed clothes. You just have everything.
You just want freebies. That's it.
no. Well, I will say, like, I don't think I've bought an item of clothing for like the last 3 or 4 years.
Are you sponsored by a sports brand?
Yes, I'm sponsored by Gym Plus Coffee. I'm one of their like ambassadors, so that takes off.
Can you get whatever you want?
Not
you walk into
whatever I
the-
want, but they just give me these like airdrops of like a bunch of clothes.
But I want you to be able. I want you. They have one in Victoria Square, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah.
I want you to be able to ring them, your Olympic gold medals, and go, Rhys is coming. Right, that's all you say.
Yeah.
Rhys is coming. They don't know when exactly, but they have to cease trading. Right,
Yeah.
flip the sign round at the front, closed, and then you walk in and you can just get whatever you want, like supermarket sweep. I would love that,
Yeah.
Dave. If you could any store
Uh-huh.
where you could be the ambassador and just get everything, what would it be? This sounds like when you've stayed up for an hour too late to
Yeah.
sleep over. What would you like if you could pick
Marks
any?
and Spencers. Yeah. The food hall and the clothes.
Oh, clothes.
Oh yeah, just grapes and G-lace. That's all. I'd be a happy man. That's all I could get. But you did a routine that was like pretty hot when you got the jeans on and the jacket.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
that was the
So it was pretty
G-Star advert.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Oh, I thought you meant as part of the Olympics. I was like,
That'd be a
You did,
gangster
mate?
move, just in full double denim.
yeah, did they give you loads of free gear?
Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah, a bunch of jeans and whatnot.
I
Are they
love
going to
all
ask you to do anything like more sexy, like drop the shirt? And
No, well that
Creep.
seems more like a one-off advert that I've done.
Okay.
But I'll look into it for
Yeah,
you.
Calvin Klein could be the next one.
Have you? You want him in
my
his
agent
pants?
here.
No, wait, no,
PR guy.
no. Trust me, he should not be in a position of power over you.
Oh no,
Maybe Calvin Klein. I saw your G-Star thing. That was lovely. Maybe the pants next.
I'm
What about a G-string?
I'm chatting with a new company, Love Honey. You might be interested in some of their products.
So let me ask you this: you've obviously had loads of offers since then, to endorse products and
And
brands
summers.
and that kind of thing. Has there? What percentage are you like thumbs up? What percentage you thumbs down?
What do you mean? Like
have you
for
had-
approaching me?
Yeah, have you had a lot of approaches where you're like, oh, I wouldn't really want to be associated with that, or that's not from like. You have to be quite selective about what you do and don't do.
Yeah, you do, because you gotta, like, if you're this is an example, but if you say work with a bank, you can't work with like multiple banks
Yeah.
then in that space, so you need to be sure that you're not stepping on people's feet. Or like a clothing brand, you can't then like sign with another clothing brand, so you just got to be selective in that way. So you need to make sure you're getting the best one.
Are you laughing at when Rhys said you can't step on people's feet because you think you should have said toes, or what are you laughing
No,
at?
I was laughing.
'Cause-
For a start, when he said that, I thought, well, it's a joke to make. Well, he's not going to be on their feet because his feet are always up in the air and it's great for him. But I was also thinking about, I could just imagine you signing a deal with Danske Bank, Santander, Bank of Ireland. And
I don't see the problem.
Yeah.
What is the issue?
They've got a new saver and it's a great rate. And then that's, I just pictured you without any knowledge.
What? Now, do we say in the business? Do we say getting back on the horse?
Yeah, you
Because
could
it
do.
literally is that.
Yeah, it is.
So would you say to people, and getting back on the horse here?
I would, and then just say.
Have you been
excuse the
back on
pun.
the horse since the Olympics?
Yeah, I've been back. I only had like 10 days off after the Olympics, and then got back into it. But then I got back into it straight away because I knew I'd be busy with different things. So I just didn't want to have like months off gymnastics altogether.
Well, I was going to say, is that first training session back really hard?
Yeah.
Because
Because it was only 10 days, it wasn't too bad. But the more time you have off, the more aching it is, really.
But like, I couldn't take any notes if I was you. You know, if I won the gold and my coach is like, do this, I just go to my wee bag and be like, here, this, you know, it is what it is. So like, once you've done that, how do you be like, right, do you look then at like legacy, or what do you want to do next? Or now you're like, no matter what, this is it.
because your goal was always the win Olympic gold.
which is a mad thing. Like, and people ask me like, how has my life changed? It's like not too much other than like your mindset, because you're chasing this one thing. Like, I started gymnastics when I was 6 years old and was chasing that one thing for my entire life, and now it's just done. You're just like, oh, there it is, done.
But are you as fired up, more or less, about like the idea of another Olympics?
Yeah, well, it's like I need 2 more world titles and an Olympic title to be the best of all time, which is pretty cool. On that
That's,
horse event.
can I say it's even more than that? That's really cool.
Yeah. So that'll be the goal, and it's also like, it's my job, which is mad to say.
Yeah.
And like, why would I ever just like stop this awesome job unless I'm forced to in some way?
Can we go back? Because obviously everyone knows the story currently and like about the Olympics and that kind of thing, but like, you've dedicated yourself to this like forever since you started. So what made you get in the Olympics? Like, were you doing other sports as well when you were a kid?
Yeah,
Or
I
was
done
it
loads of
just-
sports. Played football, done swimming, rugby, field hockey in school and stuff. I love sports. Like, and it was always that thing you were saying, where if you weren't good at one thing, like I was always pretty good at every sport. But by the age of 8, I was like, I just want to do gymnastics. Because I was having to like leave training early to go to football practice on like a Wednesday.
Right.
And then I remember that car journey home, I was like, Mom, I just want to do gymnastics. Like, I only want to do this. So
Did you ever get stick for that, like as a guy.
You get it, but you get it anyway. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? Like if you do anything at all in school, people are gonna like poke fun at it.
Yeah.
But like I'm not a big fan of the whole like leaning into the bullying side of things. Obviously, if somebody gets bullied, then that's different. But to me, it was always just like poking fun at me, and then I'd poke fun at them back.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Is there anybody at school that you think of now and you're just looking at your gold medal? Be like, this guy.
Not anybody in particular. The teachers more so, because then I like even when I was in school, I was like, I want to do gymnastics, or I want to be like a gymnastics coach, and I was crap at school, by the way, so that gives you a bit of background. So that was like their kind of like, you know, you need to focus so that you actually get a proper job, and I was like, I just want to do gymnastics.
Yeah.
And then they were like, you can't do gymnastics as a career. There's no way. And they would bring in my like mom and dad and stuff and be like, listen, this guy is just like living and breathing gymnastics. He needs to stop and like focus on his
This guy needs to
schoolwork.
stop flipping.
Yeah.
And everything.
But yeah, so it is pretty mad how teachers even met with my mum and dad and said like he needs to stop gymnastics.
But I think that probably says a lot about their own insecurities. Is, you know,
yeah.
people get a little bit intimidated by someone like you going, I'm just going to do this thing.
Yeah, but I
Because
don't
people
like. I
go-
don't blame them at the same time.
Yeah,
I mean, how
yeah.
rare is it that somebody like a kid's gonna make it as a gymnast?
Yeah.
They're probably like, this is crazy. But I do remember arguing with a teacher, being like, "Listen, I don't want to sit in a classroom teaching students all day long. It sounds a lot more fun to be a gymnast for a career."
I suppose that's like comedy. It's such a you do get people. I wasn't saying I wanted to do it at school, but in the early days of it, you would have had like people like and like friends and stuff, like people who genuinely would be like, I don't know if you should should
Yeah.
you be dedicating a lot of time, because it's not something you can make work as a job. So I know what it's like to go, because then I hit a point where I was like, I'm only gonna like I have nothing to fall back on.
Yeah.
Like there's no academic career
Yeah.
that I'm. There's no vocation where I'm like, but I'm also a trained lawyer and I should be doing that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm nothing else bar this.
Yeah. And I think that's
Nothing.
valuable to have though, because then it forces you to
Yeah.
find the different pathways in your comedy career or
Yeah.
gymnastics career, and like, yeah, it's
But-
like
but-
I'm only doing this now.
Yeah, but I guess I would be jealous of that from that early age, having the single-mindedness at that age and doing this thing and being like, I don't care what people think. Because when you're taking the piss out of someone for going off and having a hobby and doing it all the time,
Yeah.
you just wish you had that yourself.
Yeah, but I guess I was always quite confident when I was younger as well, so I always knew, like, I don't know, I just kind of knew, like, I was going to make this work.
And what was the training like, as in, how much of your time were you dedicating to this as a kid?
Yeah, so much. So by the age of 10, I was doing between, like, 24 to 30 hours per week of training. So that's like a full-time job on top of schoolwork. So I was going to school, leaving school at like about 3:30 or whatever, driving to gym for like 45 minutes, and then training for 4 hours every evening.
Wow.
Yeah.
You'd be dizzy at the end of it.
I know, but like that's why my schoolwork did slack a good bit, because I wasn't able to get homeworks done. Like,
And did you always have the support from home at that time?
Yeah,
or-
for sure. Like my mum and dad obviously drove me to the gym. I wasn't able to support myself. I didn't get paid for gymnastics until I was like 18 years old. So like that gap of 6 years old and 18, that was all just my mum and dad, which is class.
But was there ever a point go along the way where maybe like you felt you weren't where you wanted to be? Was there ever any doubts? And whenever you maybe had doubts about what you could do, how did you sort of alleviate those and push past them? Was there ever that moment like that?
Not really, to be honest, because my career was kind of like really linear. It just kept getting better and better, and I think that's what makes even winning the Olympics a lot more manageable, because it's like I started winning like international junior medals, and then I was like, oh, I won the Commonwealth Games, this is a big thing. Then it was like Europeans, World Championships, and then Olympics. So it's like all in the order it should be.
Yeah.
But some people just get like their debut is the Olympic Games at 18-year-old. They win and they're like, holy shit, what is this all about?
Yeah, and also what we kind of talked about before the pod, a bit of some people get opportunities at such a young age and you don't know yourself well enough to be in a good position to maintain that and then develop past that.
Yeah.
Whereas when you've been working at it for a long time and you are that little bit older, you know how to handle it
Yeah.
and the emotion of it and everything like that so much better.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I'm glad that it obviously went in that linear direction, because it makes it a lot more manageable, like a big win like this. And I think if I'm saying like my life hasn't changed all that much. I think if the Olympic goal came first, I would be like, my life is just flipped upside down.
Yeah.
But it hasn't. It's just kind of had a gradual increase, which is nice.
I love it.
Oh, it's so like, see, even like listening to you. Obviously, you start at 6. I have a 6-year-old now, and she's showing signs of being good at dancing. And I'm looking at her and going, and she's interested in stuff like I wasn't, running being an example. So like, she's like, I want to go running, Dad, and I'm like, well, I'll watch. But you know, it's like, how do you know like what to put? Like, she loves it, and she's, you know, the coach is saying she's got potential here. Like, obviously just support me, like, I'll bring her to her classes every week and that. But then how do you kind of know, you know, to push them on to like the next level at that without being too like, you're gonna do this?
Yeah. I guess it's always like, if they enjoy it, they're gonna lead the way. I remember one thing my mum and dad always done. If I had like a really tough session, like I'd come out and my like hands are bleeding or whatever, and I'm like crying, and my mum and dad would always be like, "Do you still want to do it?" I'd be like, "Well, yeah." And then they'd be like, "Okay."
What, when you are doing those sessions, is it just the repetition that would leave you like that? And would the fact that you'd be crying come from the mental or the physical side of it?
Mental more so, yeah.
About like what, like not being able to do a certain thing and you're trying it so many times. And
Yeah,
it's not working?
and like weird things happen. I don't know if you remember from Tokyo, Simone Biles had this thing where she like got lost in the air.
Twisties?
Yeah, twisties.
Yeah.
So like when you're flipping through the air doing multiple somersaults, multiple twists, you have to like innately count it. In a way, you have like this feeling of counting it, because you can't just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that's it.
100% what we would do.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's, you need to just kind of feel it, and then something happens in your brain sometimes where like you short circuit, whether that be like stress or like you're getting closer to the competition. It would have always happened to me, and those times I like had this fear of going backwards, doing backward somersaults, backflips, and like backflips are I know it sounds arrogant, but it's like they're the easiest skills in gymnastics. So when I all of a sudden stopped doing that, then I was like, oh, this is really annoying. So it was like the twisties equivalent for me, and that happened like throughout my entire career. And that would be the days where I come out being like, I just can't do gymnastics.
Yeah.
And it's super frustrating.
And how do you get past that when that's in? Do you have to just take a break, or what's the process?
For me, it was like relaxing a lot more, making it playful. So it never happened to me on pommel horse, because you're not like somersaulting. But I always made it playful. Like when I started training with other people, we'd like created a game out of doing these like backward somersaults, and that took my mind off it in a serious way and like made it more fun.
Is the plan now just get straight back into competitions, or are there other things you're interested in of like, oh, it actually, and maybe you're in a better position to do them now, of like to branch out and do a bit more TV work, or?
Yeah, I'd love to. So I've kind of thought about this a good bit, of like doing public speaking and you know, doing those motivational talks and stuff like that. I feel like I've got a lot to give, because it's just been my whole life like motivating myself, and I never really trained with many people either, so I was always having to just like create that motivation within. And like I through the years been journaling, writing things down, writing good ideas down. So I'd love to like share that now that I've got that platform of like Olympic champion. Like yeah, I'd love to share the knowledge a bit.
Who was the coolest person you got to speak to at the Olympics?
It's probably
Before or
Carl
after?
Frampton. That was the first time meeting Carl, and he was just like messaged me. I was like, "Are you in Paris? Do you want to meet up for a coffee?" We just like got a coffee and sat for like 2 or 3 hours chatting.
Yeah.
Like he's just that kind of guy that you can sit and talk with, like, isn't
Yeah,
it?
very like ground, like down to earth.
Yeah.
Totally normal.
For sure.
Be so weird for him though if he messaged you and be like, "Are you in Paris?" and you were like, "No." What the hell? He should be here competing right in 10 minutes, you know.
I would love to like. I'd love to go to the Olympics the way Snoop Dogg did. You
Yeah.
know, like doing a bit of punditry, but not having to know anything about it. That would be the.
But I don't know how he's managed it, but he was the mascot of Paris.
Yeah.
And then when they're like, we're handing over to LA, he's there again straight away. And it's
Oh,
like,
yeah?
Yeah, so
Well,
he'll
there's
be there.
rumours he got paid like 600 grand per week or something mad, or per
good
day
shit.
maybe.
You take that.
You would, yeah.
What's like? Is there anything you look back on in your journey that that you would do differently? Like, was there anything you were doing when you were younger with training or trying to achieve your goals that was getting in your way, and then you learned to go around it or go past it?
Like a little bit, but then at the same time, you kind of think if I had to change anything when I was younger, then this wouldn't have happened. And like I've obviously accomplished like all my dreams in the sport, so I wouldn't change anything. But I would maybe just say to myself, like when I was younger, just chill out a little bit more, enjoy it, enjoy the process of it. I was just always really stressed out to try and be the best. I'm like such a competitive person, still am to this day, but I feel like I handle it a lot better than I did when I was younger.
And do you feel actually, obviously so much was dedicated to getting to where you are today? Do you think there was an element now where you're like, there's maybe some things, like how long do you see your career going on for at the elite level? And do you see there's things maybe you missed out on that like kids are doing, like going away, lads trips, summer holidays, things like that? Like are the things you want to be doing once you finish, or are you still focused on?
I think I want to do it. When you're in the height of like a competition build up, you're like, oh, I wish I was able to do this. And then after the competition, you do it once, like going on a night out, you do it once, you're like, this bores me now.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I've done it. I'm hungover. I'm kind of over it. And then you want to get back into training and doing something productive.
Have you ever drunk and pommeled?
No, I haven't actually, but that'll be interesting.
Imagine you're blocked and you start
That's a YouTube series.
giving yourself better names. It's Mark Van Pommel here, out of the way, you know. Inspector Horse.
How long have you been sitting?
And you're like, no, just
You've been sitting there for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Mark Van Pommel. It's niche. He's a niche player.
Too niche.
When like, say like, other athletes go on holiday, they can go to the gym, or if a footballer goes on holiday, a lot of top hotels now have like sports pitches beside them so they can go and play. If you're on holiday, can you do any kind of gymnastics?
Like just like calisthenics training, just like lifting your own body weight and stuff wherever, you can kind of do that now.
Right.
Then there's more in the fitness gyms. They're having those like bars and the calisthenics, the CrossFit stuff.
Yeah,
that's helpful because it's kind of gymnastic-y, but you can't do proper gymnastics training unless you're in a gymnastics gym.
Would you love something like would you like Ards Airport to be named after you or anything like that?
Why Ards Airport?
Because you're from Ards.
I am, but
or like the shopping centre.
People don't believe me when I say Ards has an airport. Like my friends from Belfast, I'm like, yeah, there's an airport in Ards. They're like, no.
I'm going to tell a story that I was going to tell in the bonus podcast, but it does link in Ards Airport, so I'll tell you. You're enjoying like great success at the minute. I got mugged during the week so badly that I have to see the funny side of it. So I watched the Anthony Joshua fight at my mate's house on Saturday night. He lives near me. I took a bagel and a cup of tea over to his house and watched it. It's grand. Went back home. I had been, the week before that, I'd met that prize guy, who runs competition pages here and stuff. Met him for a coffee. At the end of the chat, he goes, give me your number here. So I typed in my number on his phone, and that was that. And on Monday morning, so the Joshua fight was on the Saturday, on the Monday morning, I texted him and went, let me know if you're still on for a coffee next week. And he went, you gave me the wrong number last week. I tried to text you. And I went, all right, okay, you got my number now. And then he went, this is what I had texted you. When I say this is the worst ever, it's the worst ever. This is a text I had missed the morning of the Anthony Joshua fight. Shane Paul from Prize Guy here, really random one. I have 2 spare tickets with a hotel room to the AJ fight tomorrow. Also 2 seats on a private plane taking us there and back. Only me and my mate going. Let me know if you fancy it. He was going from Ards Airport.
Aiken.
There was 1 digit difference in the phone number. And I watched it at my mate's house with a bagel.
But would it have been
better? Good? Yeah, it would have been better. Yep, yeah, it definitely would have been better.
And then Warrington and Kakachi was a good wee fight too. Good
oh,
scrap.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
That is That is the
tough one.
the most gutting thing.
It's probably Eddie Irvine's playing as well.
Does he have a play?
Yeah.
What was it like? Did the town of Ard, like, did Ard do anything for you when you came back? Was
huge. Like there was like thousands in the town square. Just,
That's
like,
class.
come out. Yeah, it's unreal.
Have you always had good support from your hometown?
Yeah, for sure. And then even though like I would represent Ireland and ours is like mostly loyalist, like everyone just shows their support. It's class.
Yep.
It's absolutely class. And I've always been like proud to like say I'm from Newton Ards, born and raised and stuff. So, yeah. And the nice thing about ours as well, everyone would recognise me walking down the street, but nobody's like weird with photos or anything. They just like tap me in the arm and be like, here, well done.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Well,
just-
he's a Bangor guy, and his snobbery came out when you said proud to be from Ards. There was that I saw that Bangor Ards, that weird Bangor Ards rivalry when you said that, because he went like this.
Because it was whenever like the people don't bother me, I was like, because they're ignorant bastards. That's why I was the thought. I was like, they
David.
won't. But you're different.
You nearly went touch Rhys's leg
I
and
know.
stopped yourself.
I know, because I remember he is from Ards, so there could be some Ards on it. No. But you know what? We went up to your tower the other week there for a walk. It's lovely.
Yeah,
The old
my tower.
Scrabble, yeah. We call
Man,
my
you're
cloth.
Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
It's your tower.
It's your tower. You own it. But yeah, it's a nice wee walk.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
steep hill.
It's steep.
Very steep.
What were you
For my
doing
wee
up there?
legs. Well, go out with family. It's normal to do that.
Nah, he was doing something weird. If I went in there, I go out with my family. It's normal to do that.
I'm a dog. He loved it. Great time.
Right.
And but now it is a bit steep, which
Yeah.
is scary, because you could just fall off and fully die. But
Have they ever tried to relocate you and been like, you should be in this country or this city or anything like
I
that?
lived in Dublin for like 5 years.
Right.
And then my coach opened up, it's his gymnastics club, Origin Gymnastics. It's like in the Arts Leisure Centre. He opened up.
Which, by the way, slag it all you want.
Yeah.
Ards, Leisure Centre's fucking
No.
unbelievable.
People come from like Lisburn to go and use their spa.
I mean,
That's
that's the only
it's
place
like-
worse than Ards, to be fair.
They're just looking at a reason to get out of Lisbon.
but the
You got like a
BM,
list of places that you just despise.
no, you know what? It's
I'm
just,
such a
just
snob.
places. You
Yes,
know
he
what?
does have a list.
The sorry. You can't just mock me and then lift the keg.
Rhys, as athletes, we believe hydration is key. Right or wrong? Then I know how much I'm getting.
Yeah, but I gotta say the BMLC is some spot.
Right.
Blair Main Leisure Centre. It's
Yes.
it is
It is.
fantastic with some birthday parties
State of
there.
the art.
Yeah, and
His own 40th.
I'm not 40 yet, mate. But yeah, and I actually know. And do you take some of the coaching there still, or do you?
Like sometimes I would just go in for some of the sessions and
Imagine
like
how
help
nervous
out.
you'd be if you're a kid. You're just about to go and do something and you walk in. You're like,
Imagine
"Oh, no."
kids disrespecting you. They're like, the fuck do you know?
they do
You're
like
"Oh,
loads of the kids. There's like this ginormous poster up of me on the wall, and like some of the kids would be like, "That's him," and then other kids are like, "Nah, it's not,
Yeah,
it's not him."
That's like when I did the Edinburgh Fringe Festival when you were flying around people, and it was like, do you remember the year I had a red poster,
Yes.
and it was like, it was a picture of me, but then it had been like designed to look like kind of like a drawing, and it looked great, and the amount of people I had go, "That's not him. That's not you. You don't look like that." I was like, "It literally is my face." And they're like, "Nah, you look nothing like that, pal. It's not you."
But I a friend of mine's daughter goes to the gymnastics club, and she used to calling you Coach Rhys whenever you were doing this, and I was like, no, that's not your coach. I know him, so don't you be at that. And I made her cry, and she's not been back. But you know what? Sometimes life lessons have to be tough.
Would you judge my cartwheel?
Yeah,
Now,
You gonna
are
do it
these
here?
guys gonna allow this with this equipment? And this guy's strangely long. Like you'll end up flipping.
fingers will knock over the cameras. Can you do a handstand?
Try a handstand. You could do that without breaking the world.
See,
What's is it it like?
better to sort of start like this?
Whatever you're feeling, mate.
Right.
W-
Yeah.
Wait, no, what are your hands doing there? What's the light there and your feet are gonna kick it?
Give it a rattle. You gotta believe. He's got the twisties.
That's a frog stand, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, he's nervous now. He's in his own head. Shane, don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. Oh no. Oh.
Should I put my head on?
No, there's too many veins going on in your head right now. That's not safe. All the blood. Oh no.
Stop.
You know what you look like you're doing? Called a prayer.
Oh, the blood went to my head a bit there. But is that good? Is that a good starting block?
Yeah, man, it's good.
It was so slow and steady. It's like, you're like, I've seen you. You're a confident guy.
Yeah.
You, some would say overconfidence in yourself. But that was the only time I've ever seen you really doubt yourself ever. I was like, oh no.
I was worried my head was going to hit the ground.
It was on it.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to get you down to the gym to try gymnastics class.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Let's do it.
Could we go and we'll film it?
Yeah.
That'll be great fun. At the
The BMLC.
BMLC.
Do you reckon you're going to oust Blair Main a wee bit now as the King of Arts? Do you reckon like he's been holding on the title for a lot of years? And like I think you should have Rhys McClenaghan. You need the road leading in. You can maybe have the Rhys McClenaghan roundabout where you have the Starbucks.
Doesn't want a roundabout.
and
He's fucking Olympic gold. He doesn't
Hey,
want a roundabout.
There's Lidl, Tim Hortons, Starbucks, big Tesco's. You
Yeah,
tell
but it
me
doesn't
you
matter
want
what's
that?
there. He doesn't
Burger
want. He doesn't
King.
want a roundabout. He wants like a leisure centre or an airport. He said he wants the airport.
Yeah, and a tower.
The Red Bull thing you mentioned earlier.
By
Will
the
you
way,
get loads of free?
there are other energy drinks out there, just in case.
Will you get loads of
There's
free?
one.
I forgot
There's
Dave's
not.
sponsored by Monster. Will you get loads of free gear doing that and stuff?
Yeah, so that would be the most free gear you'd get. So we got, as an athlete, an app that you can order unlimited gear. Unlimited, by the way, unlimited Red Bull as well.
This is what I'm talking about.
So I put it to the
Unlimited?
test. When I first signed with them, they're like, yeah, this is the app. Go nuts. And I'm like, okay,
What else?
like, how nuts can I go here? So I went on, ordered 24 crates of the sugar-free ones, 24 crates of the normal Red Bull, 500 Red Bull. I was like, wonder if this will come.
Here, you'll not sleep at night.
A guy comes up to my garage with a forklift and lowers a crate, a wooden pallet of Red Bull down onto my driveway, and it's like, there you go, bud.
That's good. You drink all the Red Bull and then give a pallet to the boys in Arts. And straight.
Can you get t-shirts and bucket hats and all?
Yes, all of the above.
Can you get helmets, like Formula 1 helmets?
No, they're
Here.
special for the Formula 1
Get
guys.
the app out and let's do
Here.
it. Here, the
No, no, just show us the app.
They do double XL hoodies.
Why? Who's that for?
Your mum. All about that. Sorry, Susan, that don't mean
Yeah, we would love some Red Bull stuff
Well, it's only for the athletes.
to do like snowboarding gear and stuff like that.
Yeah, but literally anything. If you see somebody with a Red Bull hat on and it's only got the Red Bull on it, not like Red Bull Racing or anything, they're a Red Bull athlete.
Are you a medium?
What in what?
Close.
No, I'd be like a small.
We belly top, you look sexy. We belly top. Like Buffalo Bill, Sands of Lamb. She'd be lovely. We Red Bull.
I would love it. I would genuinely love it if we went and did some gymnastics. That'd be a lot of fun.
Be welcome
Yeah, I chew the worm, and as long as I know the floors are clean in there, it's very immaculate.
to. Yeah, it is.
See, with the Red Bull, they're famous for doing like stunts with their athletes. Do you have anything planned?
Yeah, I've got some things planned. But they're ideas at the minute. The one thing though is that I'm like, gymnastics isn't like a stunt sport. I'd love to do some stunts like that, but the main reason Red Bull have like signed me is for the results. So they're kind of like, we don't want to get you injured or something for your competitions.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you imagine your coach and you're like, I'm going to do this. You put one of those wee skydiving suits and we'll
Yeah.
jump off Scrabble Tower. No, don't.
I'm gonna do palm horse over a volcano. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like those Red Bull cars with the big cans on top.
Can you order a Red Bull car?
Can you get a
Yeah, I can
Get
order
us both one.
500 of them.
Davey, what brand would you love to be sponsored by the most? Not M&S.
Ooh, I don't know. Like
Drinks brand.
drinks brand. That's a hard. Like the drink that I like the most is just Evian water. I'd like to do that, but that's so boring.
Then we babies have all.
So you know what I do? I would go for Hennessy, the brandy.
I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah, I could do that, and then I would just insist as part of the deal I have to be in like rap videos and stuff.
I like Dr Pepper.
Dr Pepper.
Yeah, I heard that On your recent
Number
podcast.
one soft drink, in my opinion.
For flavour or
As opposed to what?
like brand? Because you know, like would you wear Dr Pepper gear and all?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would.
Do you ever see that? Do they activate in that way?
Do you remember a
I've seen
time?
a hoodie.
What age are you, Rhys?
I'm 25.
Do you remember a time, Dave, might have been before your time, where all those soft drink brands brought out like t-shirts, like slightly faded t-shirts, so everyone had like Sprite t-shirts, 7-Up and all
See,
those?
I remember more the yo-yos with the brand on. That was
Didn't know you were a
See.
master from the way you did that.
yeah.
Is that at the Olympics?
Yo-yoing?
Yeah.
Could be.
It was at one point, I think, wasn't it? What I think's so wick is whenever they they put something in and they take it away, and then they put, like some sports dip in and out.
Yeah, they like
Oh,
test
so
it.
Do you know what I
sad.
loved? When Great Britain had a football team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, let's get an Ireland football team going at the Olympics. Let's get Britain to put a football team back in. That's brilliant.
It's coming back. LA apparently football's going to be there,
Was football
football
not
was
in
there
it?
this time.
Yeah, it was there.
but like with the Team GB. Team GB
Really?
entering a team in the LA one.
Because
Did
it's
they not
brilliant.
enter this time?
Not
No.
this one, no.
They haven't since 2012.
They only
Yeah.
ever did it 2012.
Yeah, which was mad because you're allowed 3 overage. They did under 21s.
Yeah, I think
3
that's a bit
overage
wick.
players.
It is. I think it's like under 21s or under 23s, and they're like the
Under
team.
23, and and then you can have 3 overage
Yeah.
players.
Is that not a bit
Ryan
wick?
Giggs did it.
Yeah.
Remember?
And Meeks, big Meeks.
And
And
Sturridge.
Daniel Sturridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't remember who the other one, but I love that. Olympic football would be great.
But you know what was disappointing with that though? The kits were a bit wick.
Yes.
Like you thought it was, if they had a real sweet kit for it, and they're like, that's
But yeah, get an Ireland team going at the Olympics and
Yeah.
bring back like overage players. Have like Roy Keane.
you. That could be your thing. Imagine.
I would love that.
Oh, what age? You out for your 40th too at the next Olympics?
Yep.
That'd be unbelievable.
That'd be a great way to celebrate my
Yeah.
40th, being an athlete at the Olympic Games.
Olympics.
Me and just Red Bull hat. Me and you
Yeah.
just nod at each other.
No, mate, you
racing
can't
on.
have
I mean-
Brandon at the Olympics.
All right. So I was gonna say, if you're
Oh,
just,
mate, I got a special
I
contract.
can't. Paddy Barnes. No, remember he had the. Do you know about Paddy Barnes and the Twitter thing?
Yes, I do.
Oh. When Paddy they were doing like the parade at the Olympics, and Paddy had just a sign that said like sponsor me on Twitter at Paddy B Ireland. Just walking around with it, he got in so much shit.
oh, he's so funny. But I mean, like, what can they do to you? See if you do something like that, who will come to you and be like,
Yes, who
"Yes,
tells you
stop
off?
that, who tells
It's
you off?
the Olympic Committee. So,
Right.
see, even with my YouTube, I was posting like training footage, and then I had like the tiniest bit of competition footage in. They were like, "It's done. Like, take it down." It was demonetized. It wasn't even just demonetized; it was taken down straight away.
Wow.
Like they're
They
on
took it down?
Yes. So like and when you say like the Olympics, nobody sees it as a brand, but it is a brand. So even I got an Olympic tattoo on my arm. I can't have that Olympic tattoo obvious in an advert because it's their trademark
It's a
brand.
logo.
Yeah.
Be
Shit.
like,
It is so annoying though. It is so frustrating because it's obviously the event, the
Yeah,
pinnacle,
yeah, yeah.
and all the brands want to associate themselves with it, but it's so restricted.
I'd be so tempted to get an Olympic tattoo of like the rings, like just here on holiday, and all people are looking at me like, wonder what he did.
Yeah.
Nothing. Not competed.
but it's like that, like an Iron Man tattoo. You know, it's like you have to earn it. You know,
No, but you can theoretically just get it.
you
can,
could.
yeah.
Yeah.
You could get an Iron Man tattoo.
There should be a rule, shouldn't there, that you have like tattoo artists cannot do the Olympic symbol unless you bring like a certificate.
a certificate, a medal.
Yeah. Well, and that's no, because you get it if you compete at the Olympics, which is
Yeah.
an accolade in and of itself.
Do you get a certificate?
Yeah, maybe.
If you
So
ask
many
for
free
it, they'll probably
things.
print out one. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
is the wee flower still alive or did it die?
What wee
One of the
flower?
Do you got one of the wee tube? When you got your what was in that
No,
wee
it
tube?
wasn't.
then?
It wasn't the floor, but that's a good guess.
Yeah.
So when they give you this, when they give you the medal, they
the
give you-
famous flower in a tube.
it's just like a poster, and everyone is like,
Oh.
"What is in that? What is
Yeah.
in that box that they give you?"
So we roll a poster
Just a wee roll-up poster
of
Yeah.
what?
of like it's artwork of the like city and all of the events included in that artwork, but you can literally get that in the gift shop.
Yeah, it'd
That's
be
so annoying.
10 out of 10 mental if they gave you a flower.
No, but I'll tell you why my logic is not 10 out of 10 mental. Because when you win, you get, initially it was the garlands, which is and then you get like the bouquet of flowers
get
for the
a
gold medal. So I thought that was just like a.
Did
pretty-
you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You ever watch the Olympics?
Yeah, but I don't. That was probably when in like olden times.
I always get flowers at competitions
Mm-hmm.
for the
Serious?
medals. Yeah, yeah.
Your YouTube channel, do you post on that regularly?
Not well, over the Olympics, yeah. So I done like a series of vlogs and podcasts and stuff on like
Okay.
on the lead up to the Olympics. So that was quite interesting to do.
We'll put a link to that below.
Yeah, sweet, thanks.
Um,
Then I
Dave-
want to start up another podcast, a more regular one.
and would you be chatting to sports people, or what would the?
Yeah, mostly like sports people, gymnasts as well. Gymnastics is a niche community, so like, and there's not many podcasts around in that sport. So
Got a title. Flipping hell.
it's alright.
I think just gonna go with Mark Van Pommel.
Have you got one more for us?
No, that's it.
Your show. When's your show at Bangor Courthouse?
I'm recording a special at the Courthouse in Bangor on the 16th and 17th of October. The 17th is nearly gone, but the 16th.
Will this be out
See.
before that? Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll put the link to that in the
Thank you.
description below. Rhys, you're a legend. Thanks very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on all the success. Very, very well deserved.
And do you have a message for Mary Peters? Like, I'm coming for you. You watch out.
No, Mary Peters can have that title of like the biggest Olympic career ever. Like, I'm
It'd be
not
such-
chasing that.
Imagine if you got mugged and you got given the title Dame and you had to be like, oh, thank you. I don't want to be.
But it was her giving it to me.
And then you just get a tube with a flower in it. Guys, thank you very much for watching and listening. Thank you to Rhys. Thank you to Dave.
Thank you.
Don't thank me.
Let's get ready for tea with me.